that's got to be something that's a real concern for fantasy owners. Like, let's just say it. Let's just get it out.
Listen, honestly, drafting any Las Vegas player at this point is going to be a little bit of a concern.
Yes, we're back again.
Hey, let's pump up the volume.
Right here.
As always, if this is your first time listening, please make sure you subscribe on all platforms. Whatever podcast platform you're using, you subscribe there. If you're on YouTube right now watching, go ahead and click subscribe there. We would appreciate it. And if you're on listening to the podcast via audio, we also appreciate it. And go ahead and leave us a review. We were trying to get better. We want to know what you guys think, and we want to really get better each and every day. And so you guys help us do that. We're in it for you, Whisper Nation. So help us out. Into the show here, but the bread and butter, the meat and potatoes, the cream of the crop for this year's draft was the wide receiver class. And Johnny, it's, we were going in order here when they were drafted. And so kind of a surprise to people here that Henry Ruggs, the third from Alabama, came off the board here. Maybe not surprised to those that follow the formerly Oakland Raiders, the now Las Vegas Raiders, that they took maybe the fastest wide receiver in this draft at number 12 overall. So, Johnny, just give us a little bit of tail of the tape here for Henry Ruggs and how you're feeling about this fit.
So we know that the NFL is a copycat league, right? We've seen it time and time again when an offense, is dominant in the run game and beats a team in the playoffs, kind of like we had with Green Bay Packers and the 49ers. What do you see teams do? Well, they're like, we need to bolster up our running game because that's how we got dominated. You see the Green Bay Packers go out and draft a running back. Well, very similar to the Las Vegas Raiders, right? They see what the championship Kansas City Chiefs have, and everyone tries to emulate that. Well, what do you need? What's the key piece in that whole entire cog? And that is, a speedy wide receiver on the outside that could take the top off the defense. Similar to Tyreek. So they go and get their guy, Henry Ruggs III, out of Alabama. And, he could do that. He ran a 4.27 40, super fast. He is a really good wide receiver. He's a field stretcher. You look at his burst score, 136.9, which is in the 98th percentile. His speed score, 110, which is in the 90th percentile. We know what they want with Ruggs. We know what we want to do. They want to have him go deep, and they want to open up that field and take the top off. We know Derek Carr is very good at the deep ball, so I like this landing spot. Do I necessarily think Henry Ruggs is the best wide receiver in this entire class and should have came off the board first? No, but teams have their idea of what they want to do, and certainly Henry Ruggs can fill the role that they're looking in the Tyrek Hill role. And I think that he's going to be a very exciting wide receiver to watch. Am I really, really exciting? Am I going to have Henry Ruggs on a lot of my teams? Probably not. Just because it's early, he's going to be boom or bust, especially in this first year. But down the road, he's definitely intriguing to me, and I don't mind, if people who draft him in dynasty rookie drafts and they're wanting that big explosive wide receiver, because who doesn't? Those are so exciting and fun to watch in fantasy. I don't.
Yeah. I agree with you a lot here. I think what you're saying is very true. Like if you're in a dynasty format, you're definitely looking at Ruggs because of that upside with a speedy guy. But if you're looking at the Raiders, Johnny, I'm just kind of concerned here if I'm in a redraft league or if I'm looking at the future of their quarterback position. They pick up a guy like Marcus Mariota to back up Derek Carr. If there was a situation where Carr had to come off the field and Mariota came in, are you really that excited about what Mariota could do for a guy like Ruggs? Not really. And so that's concerning, but I do like what, Vegas is trying to do here. They're trying to retool the team to get back to what they had on paper with Antonio Brown when they were putting it all on paper together and they were excited during Hard Knocks.
Oh, and boy, did he not already put that on his belt?
Yeah.
He got drafted and was pictured in a robe. Like he's already set.
He's going all the way for it.
Yeah.
He's committed.
And let's be honest, that's got to be something that's a real concern for fantasy owners. Like let's just say it. Let's just get it out.
Listen, honestly, drafting any Las Vegas player at this point is going to be a little bit of a concern.
Yeah,
obviously. We've got COVID times and things going on with that, but Vegas is a bit of a ghost town. But I will say that I'm just wary of the Raiders. I know Gruden's a nice story and he's highly entertaining, and this team will probably be highly entertaining.
Hey, knock if you're with me.
Yeah, exactly. Other than Josh Jacobs and Darren Waller, who's at a great value right now, I'm just not really looking forward to a ton of their weapons.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Whisperers podcast. You can hear more from John and Travis on Google Play, SoundCloud, and iTunes. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at TF Whisperers.